Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is very important. It's practice work or guitar practicing. The do's and do nots in a few short words, which can help you to optimize your practice plan if you have one. If you don't have one, I really recommend that you make kind of a practice plan. It doesn't have to be so structured. I know some students have really structured plans, can also be chaotic, but the most important thing in guitar practice work is that it's regular. So if you have 2 hours per week or 2 days per week, which you can practice, try to divide the whole week in regular time frames. That is a really regular thing going on. If that is possible, you really have to think about your other obligations in life and try to find spots where you can just do the stuff, okay? That's really important. I mean, I've seen many students come and go, and some of them didn't really move on, and then at a certain spot they started to complain, but it was always the same reason. They did not practice the tasks which were needed on a regular basis. Some students think guitar playing just comes like this, or if you see these flashy ads, learn blues guitar in 2 weeks. I mean, you can of course play blues guitar in 2 weeks. That's cool, but that's just, that's a political phrase. But if you really want to move on, if you're serious about your guitar playing and you really want to learn it, honestly, there are not really shortcuts. And so that's the first thing you need to accept. There are not really shortcuts, but, a guy like me, or your teacher, whoever, can help you to avoid the mistakes, which, creates kind of detours, which cost you a lot of time. And but there are basically no shortcuts, okay? So when you do practice work, let's say technical exercises is probably the most important part, which has to be done regularly, because it's like sports. You need to build up your muscles in order that they can move in a certain speed, and the coordination, all that stuff, and that you really get your body to these unnatural movements, and they really do it regular on a daily basis, if possible. And it's like in sports, you just need to build it up and start slow, get faster, get faster, get faster, and always do stuff like that. When you do practicing stuff like that, think about, let's say you're going to practice pentatonics. You can load as many tasks into your exercise as possible, as long as you still have control over what you're doing. If you're really a beginner and you really have difficulties, you put your fingers down, keep it simple, just concentrate that your fingers are going down, and somehow that they're moving accordingly. If you're more an advanced player, you can also think about, okay, I'm going to play different timing frames, like 16 notes, or triads, or whatever you want. Always put it in a frame which you still are able to proceed and still are able to control, and always try to push it to a limit where it says, okay, that's where I can go, and the speed will come anyway, But also think about ear training, It's not about that you can do all this stuff. It's about that your ears are fast enough. I remember my teacher, when I came and said, look how fast I can play, when I entered music university, he laughed at me, said, you don't know what you're playing. Your ears are too slow. Your hands are fast, but your ears are too slow, and that's one of the most common mistakes which are done. Your ears are too slow, and that's because you're trying to get there too fast. Just keep it simple, enjoy the ride, And one day it will get faster, because your ears are also on the same speed, okay? If you do any kind of exercise, technical exercises, I found out, always do at least 2 repeats of each exercise you're doing. Better will be 3, but 2 repeats, and then you go to the next exercise. And just keep it going, always push it a little bit more, repeat it, and don't think so much about this. When you do, like rhythm stuff, always focus on the really task you need to do, and try to find a way that you get the stuff from your conscious to your unconscious, because at the end of the day, when you do practice work, that's brain work and muscle work. If you play, that's not brain work. There you have to let it all go and see what stayed, And the better you did the brain work before, the more likely is it that when you get to the joy of playing, then things just start to happen because you learned these automatisms before, and automatism, they really take time, and that's what I said. There are no shortcuts, and that's basically. I mean, if you have any kind of practice plan, you can check my academy. There's a possibility in the blogs where you can write on your practice plan, where I can have a review on it and see if that's quite okay what you're doing there. But basically, it's divided in 2 parts. The practice part, the stuff which is brain work, and the fun work, which is no brain work at all. And try to divide this and just develop, okay? And keep it going and try to enjoy the ride. The biggest mistake you can do is not enjoying the ride. I wish my teacher would have told that to me, because my first 10 years in guitar playing, I did not enjoy so much because I always pressured myself too much. And that's the biggest mistake. Enjoy the note, enjoy the tone. Also practice that, to enjoy to listen to yourself. As I said, ear work or ear training, or your ears are mostly too slow. Try to practice that as well. Try to imagine which is the next note. That's also practice work. Not only going on speed, going on having control over the instrument. There's that regularity is the key to success. Sometimes it happens that you need to make a break, like you're going on holidays. That is also cool. If you did a lot of practice work and you make a break of, let's say, 2 weeks, you come back home, pick up your guitar, and suddenly you're on the next playing level. That can happen if you did the work properly before. If you didn't do it, can happen that whoosh, you go back down on the previous level. You get back on the old level, of course, but it will take a moment. But that's how it is. Sometimes life is just how it is, and also accept that life is the way it is. As I said, don't stress yourself too much. Enjoy the ride, but also keep the discipline up. Without discipline, it's really hard, because guitar is not really an ergonomic thing, and it's not meant for humans to play on a wooden stick with steel strings. And the discipline really helps, and the less pressure you make, the more joy you have, and the more it keeps you going, and the journey never ends. These are my short tips and trips about practicing. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. Otherwise, see you guys.